Theme gets a bad rap for being one step removed from a message movie or something abstract and artsy, but when used wisely, it can be a powerful tool.
Now Woody, he's been my pal for as long as I can remember. He's brave, like a cowboy should be, and kind and smart. But the thing that makes Woody special is he'll never give up on you. Ever.
Theme is what is buried inside your plot. It is the universal emotion or issue that your story touches on. When you strip away the monsters, the robots, the red-headed princesses, the essence of your story is your theme. Good themes arise originally from your story and are only later made more pronounced and accurate in rewriting. The Toy Story Trilogy is about loss and the passage of time. Yet, you can bet every dollar it made that Pixar didn't set out to make a movie about loss. They started by making an action-adventure comedy about a toy being replaced by a new toy. That story became the buddy movie we all know and cherish. Woody and Buzz's rivalry is relatable, and their physical and comical adventures are extremely entertaining. But even in the first movie, all the toys live in the shadow of being left behind. Consider all the fear and preparations they go into before Andy's birthday. They're all terrified of being thrown into a chest, or being replaced, or being left behind when Andy moves. On a more abstract level, they're afraid of becoming irrelevant and unloved. At the beginning of Toy Story 2, Woody is injured. He's put by Andy and his mom on a shelf next to Wheezy, a dusty, barely functioning toy. It seems like his days of being played with are over. A series of events leads Woody to being stolen by a collector and to discover a family he never knew he had, a special collection he belongs to that includes Jessie, Bullseye, and Stinky Pete. These toys offer Woody a chance at immortality, being showcased in a museum forever. He may never be played with again, but he'll never be put in storage or tossed away. His decision becomes even harder after hearing Jessie's story of her owner, the girl who loved her until she didn't love her anymore. Her heartbreak is palpable and foreshadowing. Woody knows the same future awaits him, but decides to go back to Andy anyway. He feels committed to be with Andy until the end. Even Woody knows his days are numbered. In Toy Story 3, Pixar decided to take these themes to the end of the line. Andy is about to leave to college. The toys are about to be doomed to a life in the attic, or the garbage. They wind up in a kindergarten that seems like heaven, but turns into hell. Lotso, an angry tyrannical bear, delegates them to being abused by 3-year-olds. Like Jessie, Lotso was discarded by his owner. He couldn't deal with it and became untrusting and evil. Eventually, Woody saves his friends and breaks them out of the kindergarten. They all return to Andy's house, where they accept their fate in the attic as Woody prepares to go with Andy to college. However, in the last minute, Andy decides to give the toys, all of them, to a young girl. He says goodbye to each of them, referencing sequences from the previous movies. He gives them to her, and they all go on a new separate lives. Now you can say, spare me your theories. Toy Story 3 is about a couple of toys who manage to escape prison, tyranny, and death through adventures and luck, nothing more. But if that's the case, why were so many people moved to tears at the closing scenes of the film? Theme. These stories became about something more than toys. They're about a need to feel loved, to feel useful. They became a harrowing depiction of the unrelenting passage of time, the things we lose when we grow up, what we lose when we grow old. This trilogy drives home the point that every party has to end. Moving to college is great, but you're leaving something behind. Finding a new home is great, but it means parting forever with your old one. From the progress implied by Woody and Buzz's face-off as cowboy versus astronaut, to Woody's physical mortality in Toy Story 2, to the threat of the attic and the fiery pits of Toy Story 3, this trilogy becomes about the unforgiving nature of time. Simply put, about death. Now, I'm sure Pixar didn't plan it this way, but as Andy grew up, they realized they had to deal with the toys adapting to Andy's departure. They found these seeds in the previous movies and honed in on them, bringing the theme to extremes. This theme doesn't feel shoehorned, it is inherent to dealing with toys. From day one, it was clear that toys, the lead characters here, are things that will eventually be discarded. The entire trilogy lives in the shadow of this fact, and the talented storytellers of Pixar slowly brought up this theme more and more. All of Pixar's movies have strong themes. They are usually succinctly expressed by a single scene, image, or even a single line.
I promised him I'd never let anything happen to him.
That's a funny thing to promise.
What?
Well, you can't never let anything happen to him. Then nothing would ever happen to him.
Toy Story and all of Pixar's films work because of their exciting stories, compelling characters, ingenious humor, and the originality and vividness of their worlds. But they resonate in our hearts because of their strong, universal, human themes.
Not everyone can become a great artist, but a great artist can come from anywhere.
Alright guys, that was the last episode of the Pixar Storytelling Rules. Thanks for sticking with us the whole time. Don't forget to subscribe and visit our website at bloopanimation.com.